It's time for business news with Richard Southern. And Richard, a holiday tradition is making a comeback after 2 years of pandemic restrictions.
Good to see you, Eric. It's the office Christmas party after a few years of, Zoom Christmas parties. The in-person one back in a big way, apparently, this year. A lot of event planning companies say they are doing like huge business with companies both big and small looking to throw that bash for their employees this holiday season. And apparently, they're spending big money on it. A lot of these event planning companies say they are seeing companies spend like the most money they've seen in quite a number of years. Now, workplace experts say the Christmas party is a great way for, authentic conversations between colleagues and bosses, great way to connect with coworkers you don't see, and actually a great place to approach leadership. Just don't talk too much business, they say. Of course, you got to be careful, particularly when it comes to the alcohol. Workplace experts say set yourself a drink limit. Don't be the last to leave the party. We got our holiday Christmas party coming up, Eric, and I've decided I'm going to give you my drink tickets this year so I don't get in any trouble.
They would be wasted on me, Richard. I have to work, so I'm going to pop by to say hello, but then I got to come back to it.
Well, you will be the real hero of the Christmas.
Okay, do you ever think about what happens to that tiny disposable pod after you brew a cup of coffee? That's actually been weighing on the minds of one big manufacturer, Richard.
Nespresso, Erica, something I know you and I and many others enjoy, the coffee machine. They are now launching paper coffee pods in an effort to be more environmentally friendly, even though the existing aluminum Nespresso pods can be recycled. But the company owned by Nestle says a lot of consumers don't know that, and people are just more comfortable with paper. That's why they're launching these. After seeing surging sales during the COVID pandemic, Nespresso has seen a little bit of slowing growth, though sales still pretty resilient. They did $6.7 billion in sales last year. Eric, I know you're hooked on those.
I am, yes. That's a great idea. Finally, more than a century after it sank, the Titanic is still in the headlines.
The market for Titanic memorabilia is hot, and this stuff really appreciates. I want to show you one item that just was on the auction block. It's a pocket watch, Erica. Here it is, belonging to a postal clerk aboard the Titanic. It sold for 98,000 British pounds sterling, about 155K Canadian at today's exchange. The watch belonged to Oscar Scott Woody. On the night of the sinking, he and his fellow postal clerks hauled bags of mail up to higher decks in an effort to avoid flooding in what, of course, proved to be a futile exercise. Sadly, Mr. Woody died in the sinking. The time on the watch freezing, Erica, at 1:27 a.m., the time he entered the water. They also sold a first-class menu from the Titanic. It brought $75K in, and a dessert plate bought $31,000 at auction.